Hello there, y'all. You caught me in the kitchen. I was sitting there having a glass of lemonade. And I thought, well, I think I'll talk to my friends. One of my waterproof glasses I hit on the cabinet on Sunday and it chipped it. So I got a nail file and filed that out so I can still use my glass. I hate that I did that, but these keep stuff so cold. That's why I always say if you can find them on Marketplace, sometimes you can find them for $5 or $10 a stem or a glass. Of course, when most of this stuff when I bought it was $60 a stem or a glass back in the 80s, late 80s, 90s. But it keeps your drinks so cold. And what I do is I use my pepper core, and you just pop that down in there and pull it out, and this will all come out of that. That will all come out. I was showing y'all how to do it, and I was telling y'all that, see these peppers? This 2 yellow ones in a bag was 69 cents, and 2 green ones in a bag was 69 cents. So for $1.38, because I'd gone into the store, let me get my pepper core out. I was going in the store to get these. I wanted some peppers to go with my jalapeno peppers for the recipe I'm going to do. And I would have bought them regular price because I needed them for our recipe. And that's why when I get monetization after 1,000, and my numbers are getting on up there, and I appreciate all of y'all, because that little monetization will get me to where I can, like if I need to spend money on these peppers, then I can take that out of my funds from the YouTube to make the recipe. And it'll help. Every little bit helps. But for 69 and 69, I got 4 peppers. And so what I'm fixing to do is I'm going to put y'all on hold, and I'm going to wash these, and then I'll come back. I got those all washed. It is about 6:59, 7 o'clock on Tuesday. So if you see my glasses laying around, you know that after I had that cataract surgery, my eyes are some better. Of course, they couldn't put the lenses in them to correct them like they did some other people, but I'm happy to be able to see. Like I always tell my mom, I said, this morning God gave me 2 gifts, and that was my eyes. Every morning I have 2 gifts, and when I open my eyes, that's the revealing process of what God has started off giving me today is my vision. Because being a designer and an artist and even a cook and a caregiver, my eyes have gotten pretty bad, and they seem a lot better. They're not 100%, but they never will be. I wish that I could have had the lenses put in to them because everybody, they don't have to wear the glasses or whatever, but you know, I like my glasses. I've got all kind of pairs of glasses just like Granny Pat, and I think they give you character. So my character today is round glass day. Most of the time I wear these round ones. I've got 2 or 3 different pair of round ones, but I like them. But when I'm doing close-up work, now that the cataracts are gone, I can see things clearly. This used to not be as bright yellow. It was more of a dull beige. So I'm glad about it. Okay, now we've got our bell peppers washed. Set them over there, and we've got all these jalapenos, and that's what started me deciding, well, we are going to make some, excuse me, I like to broke that old green bowl of Granny's. We're going to make us some pepper jelly. I don't know if any of you have ever made pepper jelly or even have tried pepper jelly. Well, you're just going to stick with me. If you want to fast forward the video, that's fine, because I'm not going to turn the video on and off and try to splice anymore because I just cannot. I don't have the time, and if you want to visit, then we're going to visit. I wish you was here to talk to me, besides eat with me. Well, so, and Mother's in there watching. She watched a movie today I put on for her. Well, there's quite a bit happened, so let me start there. Yesterday, y'all remember I went out to my sister's that her husband has cancer, and I had to stay out there on the country land, farmland, close to the Red River, and I had to babysit the bird dog. Well, she called me yesterday, and she said, "Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do." She said, "I think Dan," that's the bird dog, one of the bird dog's name, Dan. I think he's had a seizure, or is having seizures again, or having one. I told her that was 8 o'clock yesterday morning. So, to make a long story short, I met her at the veterinarian, and then we decided they couldn't help us, and we called all over, and then she had some more. He gave her some medicine for seizures, and Dan still had seizures. Late that afternoon, well, I said, well, they live close to Texoma, and I said, just take him we'll take him, I'll come and I'll drive you, because I knew she couldn't drive with the dog having those seizures. So I said, well, come on and I'll take you. And Mother and I'll come. So Mother wanted to go, and I said, okay. So we drove and got to her property. I pulled in. I went in the house. Mother stayed in the car. And there was Dan coming at the door to meet me. Well, he started wagging his tail, and you know how dogs kind of smile. He smiled because he liked seeing me. And my sister said, "There's your uncle," and he just started acting, they said, totally different. And I guess he got his mind off those seizures or off that medication, because he was just staring into space and trying to hide behind the couch. Here's this big old speckled bird dog, you know, big as a Shetland pony. And so he got better, but I told her, I said, you do not give him that medicine no more, and if we have to take him to that 24-hour vet, we will. I said, it's going to be expensive, but I said, you know, that's y'all's baby. And when I had my 2 Shar-Pei dogs and my Labrador and my Hoverworts, I loved all my dogs, and they're all gone now because they got too old, and I have the cat, and cat's outside and the inside baby that y'all seen a picture of, that the possum brought up, that he was blind in one eye, and of course I couldn't let that baby go. I had to catch him, and he was just a little bitty kitty about like that. I had to catch him, and oh, he'd just scrunch that face up and just meow, meow. And boy, I gave him one bath in the kitchen sink, and I'll never do it again. He fought and jumped, and oh, I'll never do it again. But he's one of the cleanest kitties I know. And I bought one of those pet vacuums. Yeah, I found it on eBay for, it was only like $44. Most of them sell for about $200. Well, with him being Maine Coon, mostly, his hair is really long, and I thought, you know, he's not going to let me do that because he's so skittish. The possum, the opossum taught him to be very frightened. So any sound or anything, but he's a very smart cat. So finally, I just started using the attachment just to brush him. Then I would put it on the tube and then brush him without turning it on. This went on for a month. I was just, you know, trying to get him used to the situation. So the first day I turned it on, I started vacuuming the bed, with the little attachment, just to see if he was inquisitive, because he's a very inquisitive cat. So he decided he was going to see what I was doing with that vacuum. And he came over there, And I'm looking for something in my drawer while I'm talking to y'all. And so I thought I had one of these. This is the jalapeno huller, cedar, whatever you call it. Not cedar. That's not right. So he got over there close, and I just kind of put that with the air sucking out on the lowest speed, and now he loves it. I can turn that on if I can't find him in the house, and he'll be there in just a second. Let's try this. I've never tried this one. Let's see how it works, because I don't know. We'll try it. Look at that. That takes them seeds and everything out, y'all. Oh my goodness. I needed this years ago when I was making those cream cheese popper peppers, whatever. Well, everybody writes in to say, well, if you get rid of the seeds, the peppers won't be hot. Well, y'all, I know that. I'm not an idiot. I do have a college education. I know you're just trying to be helpful, but sometimes my family, my mother and sisters, well, a lot of people, they just call me for information. I said, I wish I hadn't have went to school, because I'm just a sounding board sometimes. Look at that. See how that's taking that out? Now, I didn't know that. And if I don't know something, I will ask you, stop you right in the mid-sentence and say, they're getting easier the more I've used it. What does that mean? Because I'm just inquisitive like that. That aunt I told y'all about in Houston, she used to make me want to learn things. And she'd say, now you stop and ask, it doesn't matter if it's a statesman, it's Lady Bird Johnson, whoever, you just stop them and ask them what they're talking about, and they'll be happy to tell you. And you know, I took her information. Look at that. Look how that's just reaming those peppers out. Okay, y'all. Look at that. See how it's all gone? Once we wash these, and this is going to make this. I thought I'd be here, well, I'm going to be here talking to y'all. I thought I'd be here at least 2 hours trying to get all this done. Well, maybe not. We may not be here that long. So y'all better get your fill of me right now in a little bit, because I may not sit here and talk all night. I just decided, why not just sit there and talk to them? They've got a fast forward button, or they got a stop button. They don't have to wait around for me, and I don't have to worry with the camera, because I'm going to have pepper juice all over my hands, and I'm not going to worry with it. Alright, I will turn it off just a second so I can get these washed. Okay, well, I got those washed, and then I have my little black chopper that is just like this one, but it's black. And I thought, I couldn't find, y'all remember I couldn't find the bowl to it. It was up in the cabinet that had pecans in it, where I'd chop pecans. So I took this one out. Well, we're going to use this one. And I rinsed those. I'm just going to put them, because you have to chop your peppers, or you have to cut them very fine, and I'm just not feeling like cutting them, doing all that cutting today myself. Let me get this on here. And if y'all don't have one of these choppers, let's see, how does this work now? See, this is a new one now. Can't remember how to do it. Can't remember. Oh, I think you have to put the lid on like this for safety. Then you put that on like that, and then you whirl this around. Oh, there it goes. Let's see. I think shake it a little bit. Let's see. Well, that's okay. I got it on right that time. There's still a little bit of peppers down in there. You want to get that? Ooh, that's strong, y'all. It smells like moonshine to me. Pepper moonshine. Not really. Sounded good, didn't it? Oh, I don't want no moonshine. pretty good. Let's just put them in there and see. Instead of dumping it, let's try to see how many we can get in there. Let's play a game and see if we can get them in there. If you stop that, they'll finally fall out. Shoot. I'm making a big mess, y'all. I always do. Them big ones, I'm gonna have to, I bet I get that all over me. Well, let me clean this out. See, they're too slick, is what it is. So it's not grabbing hold. Let me get a mixing bowl. Okay. Let me get a mixing bowl. So we want this, we want 1 large bell pepper and 1 large yellow pepper and 1 large green pepper, and then 10 jalapenos. But I'm going to do I'll do that, but I may have to add a little more. If we do, we'll adjust the recipe, and you'll just have to do that on your own. Adjust your recipe for however many peppers you have. Because when you grow them, now if I was buying the jalapenos, it'd be different. But I've got those 2 bushes. That's all I've got. But they're big. They're big bushes. And let me get this mess cleaned up. Look at there, y'all. Y'all know me, though. Y'all know Billy Jean's a mess. Messy, messy. So I hope y'all are enjoying. You know, school's supposed to be starting. Well, I'd hate to have any children this day and age trying to get them ready for school and go shopping. Oh, Lord help. I used to take Justin to get his stuff and newspaper, papers and crayons and glue and all that, you know. Nowadays, I guess they still have all that. So we've got 2 more jalapenos. Let's put those in there and see. And y'all wonder why I don't do this stuff live is because it would be about like this video. It would take forever. You know, because there's a lot more, and y'all don't realize that when I cut that camera off back on, sometimes it's only a 25-minute video, but I'm in here 3 hours. It's like on the cream horns and things. That's a lot, takes a lot longer than just videotaping it. And I guess y'all realize that, but people say, oh, I want to see your face, and I want you to go live, and all that. I can barely do just getting this done, and not falling on the floor exhausted. Because all this stuff I do for y'all, this right here stuff, just to give you a take on different recipes and different things that I grew up with, and that's why my channel is just a southern channel. Okay, I'm going to get my bigger chopper, I think, to do my bell pepper. I should have done the big one to start with, but I wasn't sure. Be right back. I had to stop and get me some more lemonade, y'all. I've got iced tea in there. I made Mother some iced tea. I drink it occasionally, but that tea makes my blood pressure, or kind of the caffeine kind of messes with me sometimes. So now we've got our ground up jalapenos. And this, we've already done our bell peppers. Even a little seed or two is not gonna hurt you. What I may do is just put, so y'all can follow the recipe. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save these two to cook with, and then I'm gonna put, I'll tell you what I can do. Since we've already got, that's what I'm gonna do. Look here, that's what we're gonna do. If y'all was here, y'all would help me. I'm gonna put the green peppers in here, and this one. Then we're gonna use the yellow peppers. It's all a little bad place, but all you gotta do is just click that off. Just take that off. So now, we've already got the green, remember, in our jalapeno. Let's do the yellow. Now another thing you can do, I just thought about it. Y'all know I'm thinking about stuff all the time. Is the red and green bell peppers you buy frozen. Like, I don't know if I've got the corn one. I don't have none of them. But see, this is that check wagon that's got the red peppers, green peppers, corn, and onions. That might make some kind of, if you buy the peppers with the green and the red and the green in the frozen, it will work, I'm pretty sure, just like this. And if you want your jalapenos, now at the country grocery store, they've got a little plastic cartons, and sometimes I see them for 99 cents, and they've just chopped jalapenos up in that little carton, I guess for nachos or something, but they always have them on sale. I don't know if they do where y'all are, but they do where I am, partially where I am. Messy mess. Okay, so we're gonna chop our yellow peppers in our big chopper, and I'll be back. Okay, I think that got chopped enough. Let's check it. Let's check that and see. I think so. Now, if this has water, see how that bell pepper has water in it? You want to drain this. We've got to drain this water. It'll ruin your jelly. I'll tell you that much. So, Billie Jean, if I can get my new, take one of the old big punch bowls, one of the big old punch bowls I had, and I put it as my new utensil bowl instead of having all those big bowls. We're going to try it. Let me get this out of here. You want to do as much as you can. Of course, messy mess. Okay. Now let me get this little bit up here off the board. A little bit. Just a little bit. Now since we're going to marry those or put those together, we need to drain it all. So we'll just put all this in the seed. Get that out. Okay. So now we'll just let that just mix it together so it can drain. Because you want to get that dry. See all that juice, Lord, y'all look. I'll show you in just a minute. Look at, push it. Get that juice out of there. Not, I'm telling you, it'll ruin your jelly. Look at that. See all that juice? That's a lot of juice that you'd have been. Let's just put this over here if we're going to need it. Get this kind of cleaned up. Let me get this cleaned up and be right back. Okay, I'm back and I'm gonna sit here. The video is already 25 minutes, y'all. I guess you don't mind, I don't mind. I put on green today, my apron, so I look like a big green jalapeno. Now all I just realized, I'm out of white vinegar, but I've got the apple cider. Let me show you, get this SURGEL, premium fruit pectin. Okay, it'll say at the top of your box, for use in less or no sugar needed recipes. So this is for diabetic friendly jellies and jams. You buy this pink box. Piece of cardboard come off of that. What is that? So see, you got your little packet of stuff here. And then you open this up, and this is, you get your whole, it's about like a home permanent. You got to read everything, and then it might come out frizzy and it might come out not. So we'll see if our jelly gets frizzy or it comes out curly if we follow this right, because you just never know with the products. I couldn't find my grandmother's recipe book that's for canning. It's here somewhere. So let me look over this. That's what you need to read, all that directions. See, look here on the back. We may have, y'all, we may have found something. Y'all like finding stuff with Billie Jean? Okay, this it says on the back side of your paper for SURGEL, cook jam directions. Well, that's what we want. We want cooked jam. Okay, look here. It's got listed recipes. So the one I had out of the French cookbook, or the other cookbook, I think that didn't come out of the, that come out of the Riata cookbook. Hot pepper relish. Look here. Here's your. It makes 6 cups. 2 green bell peppers, 2 red bell peppers, and 10 large jalapenos. So I may have to chop the 2 greens since it says that. We're going to try this new deal. You saw it right here, breaking news, right here on Billie Jean. So you want to have 1½ cups of finely chopped green and red peppers, 1 cup of finely chopped jalapeno peppers. Look here, it's saying use apple cider vinegar. See, it was just mint. Listen, it was just mint, y'all. Okay. That's what we're going to do. And I'm going to keep this paper for now, for eternity. I'm going to keep this paper. So let me cut you off just a second, and I'm going to, let's see, how many cups does that say? So we may have 1½ cup. 1 cup cider vinegar, water. See, those are pretty big peppers. So I'm going to chop 1 more, I think. I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to take that out of my sieve, because I'm going to have to, I went ahead and chopped the 2. So we're going to use our liquid pepper bowl. Let's move our pan. And get the knife out of the way. Let's get this kind of put together, Billie Jean. Don't be messing up stuff. So now we'll take our blade and all that out of here again, and put it in our drain bowl. Now I decided I wasn't going to chop those quite as much, just to see how that does. Now I'll put, if y'all, well, yeah, I'll just do it. Since you can't, you can text me, make comments. I'm going to put the regular jalapeno jelly that I have, that I know was from the old cookbook, but it's just jalapeno jelly. It's not pepper jelly, which would, you just use your jalapenos. Just don't have to worry about it. Because back on the farm, we didn't have bell pepper. We had jalapenos occasionally, but I remember there was some kind of tomato jalapeno jelly. Okay, so we have got that drained again really well. So let's set that back over here. We're going back. Here we go. Let's get our stew pot, our granite pan. Now we're going to follow our directions over here. Yes, we are. I bet that made a camera noise. I'm sorry if it did. I'm trying not to. But if I can get a different kitchen or a different camera thing, that's all I can do. See, this has got apricot jelly, blackberry jelly, blueberry jelly, cherry fig, hot pepper relish, orange marmalade, which is I've got a great recipe, peach jelly, plum, strawberry. So you got then you got your apple, grape, cooked jam. So this is considered jam because it's got, jam has got pieces of stuff in it. Jelly is liquidy, see-through. You know, I mean, this will be see-through, but if you have fruits in it, then most of the time it's a jam. I just call it all jelly and go on down the road. Okay. Let me figure out what should I add since it's a new recipe. Let me see what it says and I'll be right back. Okay, I've decided that I'm going to use 1/4 cup of Splenda since this does have dextrose sugar in it, sweetener I mean. So I'm going to put that into my bowl. And I'm going to read this because you don't put sugar. It says, it tells you the sugar, I guess for the box is for the sugar. And the no sugar is in small print right next to it. So you'd add 1/2 teaspoon of butter or margarine, 1/4 cup of sugar, okay, 1 package of SURGEL. Okay, let me get the butter, I'll be right back. Okay, so we put our 1/4 cup of Splenda. We're going to put in 1/2 cup of water. So let me get my gel cups. So we'll go 1/2 cup of water. And we will put in 1/2 cup of the apple cider vinegar. And give you that bitter sweetness. Okay. Well, we've got that. See, once you cook that down, that fruit is going to release some of that. So now we'll do 1/2 cup each, which would be about 1 cup, and that's probably, about, let me see here just a minute, because I've got, let's see, this says 1/2 cup of finely chopped green and red pepper. So 1.5 cup, and so it'll be 2.5 cups. I'm not so sure that that's 2.5 cups. Let me get my where is my, okay, we'll just do it this way. We'll do it this way. Want your fruit, so that's 1/2 cup. That was 1/2 cup. That's another half, so that's 1 cup. about another half cup. So 1.5. I'll put all the rest of that in there. So we'll go, let's turn our fire on. Gotta get our fire going, or we're gonna be here all night, y'all. So got 1.5 cup. And then we're going to follow our directions, our recipe again. So we got 1.5 cup, and then we need 1 cup of finely chopped jalapeno peppers. So that is where we come in. We've got 1.5 cup with the jalapenos, so let's do the other cup. That's a cup right there. So that'd be your other cup. Okay. Maybe y'all can follow me. Today I'm not too followable. So we got 1.5 cup of finely chopped green and 1 cup. So it'll be 2.5 cups of our meat, the pepper meat. So now we've got that on. 1.5 cup of water, 1/2 cup of vinegar. So we're going to let this cook, and then I'll be back. Now I've decided, y'all, that I had that discarded juice, but I'm going to add it back to this. Because I think it will give it a lot. I think it's meant to give it a lot of flavor. So let's just cook that down just like that. I've got my jars already. Here's the way you buy your bottle canning jars. These quilted crystal jars. I've took out 6 from the new package. I've scalded them, took the lids off, scalded them. And I've got those here. Ready to go. I've got my jar lids scalded. They're right here. So we've got that all set up. Now we're just going to let, that's what we need to do out of that liquid, because that would have not had a messy mess, or would not had enough liquid. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it'll take this many jars, but I'm going to do as many as that I can. Cheers to the lemonade. Now we are at 38 minutes, so I'm going to cut off so it won't be so long. Now we have to get this to a rolling boil. So I remember I said the butter, well I forgot, we've got to do about a half a teaspoon. And what that does is all jellies start foaming. Well, butter is a grease, of course, so it kind of lays on the top and says, go away, go away. So then you don't have bubbles. Okay, we've got to get this here to a rolling boil. I'll be back. Okay, I wanted to come back and show y'all. See how that's starting to get good? I'm sitting here washing dishes. Make sure I get the bowls clean and get everything, all that pepper juice off, because knowing me, I'd pick something up and get it in my eyes and everything else. So I got the bowls and the dishes cleaned. Never ending. See how that's just a... We'll let that get to a rolling boil. I'll be back. Okay, something my grandmother always did. If she would make it red or green. If it was hot, she'd make it red. And if it was not so hot, which I tasted just a little tiny, and it's not so hot, so we're going to do green. Just to give it a little color. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, let's see. Let's see. You have to just kind of... 4 little greens. That's the way you... Let's put 5. 5 little greens. And then that will tell you what's in your jar You won't think it's some other kind of jelly. Plus, it'll look nice. I think we need more. I don't look like her. 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's do 8. And just see. Yeah, that's more like it. It's more of the, you want it the color of the jalapeno skin. And that's close to it. So, that's one way of doing it. Scrape that around off that pan. Turn this up and get it to a rolling boil. Now, a rolling boil means when you stir it, it's still bubbling. You can't stir out the bubbles. So it's crucial that you get that to a rolling boil. Let me get that up some higher and I'll be back. Okay, y'all, I'm going to use my candy thermometer just to make sure that we can get that to about 200 to 217. It's at 200. Or you can, if you don't have a candy thermometer, let it boil for about 8 minutes. Okay, that's right at 200. So let's stir it. Take this out. Just kind of stir it. And then we'll get back up there. Now I think that's going to be fine. But I want it to get where y'all can know. With me cooking it down this much, we may only get 2 little jars. I don't know. Let's see with this recipe. I've never used it. Alright, so that's at 205. Usually I'll make it till 217, but if I do that, we're just going to have to take it out. If I do that, it's going to boil my liquid up. So I think this is what we're going to do this. Now, all I do is I just cut that off. I get one of my jars, and I get my jar. This is Granny's old jar. You set it in your jar. Looks like a little teacup. Then you take this and you spoon this hot into that jar. You don't want it, you only get it about half a little bit from the top. See how I got that just so far from the top. We might get 3, so I might have guessed about right, maybe 3.5. Okay. I'll take that off in just a second. I don't want it. Okay. Now, that, I call that my test jar. What I mean by that is that's mine and Mama's jar. So I'm just gonna, I just pour it right. I'll go ahead and put this. Yeah, I don't waste nothing. You know, I want all this out of here. Now, Mother won't eat this. I said mine and Mother's, but I always make us. Let me put this thing. I always make us a. So that made about 4 jars. If I had not been so, if I'd been a little more skimpy on it, it would have got 4 jars. So now, what I do As I take my lid, make sure your jars, they're hot. So you have to get 2 towels. You have to get 1 towel for the bottom and 1 towel to be able to tighten those down pretty good. Now, that's still got a little bounce to it like a trampoline. I'm going to go ahead and put these on here to keep that in there. Okay. Now, we'll go to each one and say, hello, we're going to put your lid on. So, and tighten it as much as you can and set it on your stovetop. Y'all, there's nothing to making your own homemade food, and you know what's in it. You know, there's no telling. Let me wipe that off. There's no telling. And this is just a test jar, so I'm just going to not tighten it as much. Get my little bit of mess cleaned up. Get my little this and that cleaned up. So now, y'all, there's our jelly jam. We didn't make 6 jars. We've got 2 more jars. Well, we've got plenty of jars for our grape jelly. I'm going to do that this week. It's a little different process for each fruit, but they're all basically the same. And I'm going to try to get this mess cleaned up, drink the rest of my lemonade, and wish y'all a good evening. I wish y'all was here to have some jalapeno pepper or just pepper jelly. It sure looks pretty, the color, doesn't it? Now that'll congeal, we hope, but I'll let y'all know after that cools down. I'll tell you, see, the lids are kind of, the little tops are springy. You'll be sitting, because look, see, they're like little springy lids. You'll be sitting watching TV, or I will in a little while, and I'll hear a ping, ping, ping. Well, it's these big lids are sucking down, so don't think somebody's shooting at the house. It's just your jelly lids are sucking down and getting ready to go to sleep until you get ready to open them and say, here we come to eat you. All right, God bless y'all. God bless us. God bless the United States. Y'all are, hope y'all all have a good week. I took Mother to the doctor this morning to get all these tests. I should have told you about that, but I didn't. We'll talk later. Bye-bye.